Companions of the Heart. Part 1. The skyline of New York gleamed against the late afternoon sun, each building reflecting the relentless pulse of the city. Inside a glass-paneled office, David Bryson reviewed spreadsheets, precise and focused, yet his mind wandered to something intangible. He had wealth, recognition, a career few could dream of, yet a subtle emptiness gnawed at him. Life seemed complete in achievements, but hollow in connection. Zoe Johnson, his colleague and longtime friend, entered with a bright smile, carrying 2 cups of steaming coffee. She moved with effortless grace, her dark hair tied neatly, eyes sparkling with energy and warmth. "You look like you could use this," she said, setting a cup beside him. David smiled faintly, accepting the coffee. Zoe always seemed to know when he needed a break. They had been working late on projects together for months, sharing deadlines, dinners, and countless late-night brainstorming sessions. Over time, Zoe's attention had shifted from professional concern to something more. Her subtle glances, small gestures, and gentle teasing hinted at a deeper affection for him. "Another late night, David?" she asked, leaning against the edge of his desk. "Just making sure everything is perfect for tomorrow," he replied, though part of him envied her ability to relax despite the chaos around them. Zoe's laughter, light and musical, filled the office. "Perfection is overrated. You need to eat, breathe, maybe even enjoy life a little." David glanced at her, feeling the warmth of her presence. She had always been attentive, kind, and thoughtful. She remembered the smallest details, how he liked his coffee, the way he organized files, the fact he liked jazz when he worked late. And yet, there was something missing. His chest tightened with a vague longing, an ache he couldn't name. "You're right," he admitted softly, "but sometimes I feel like the work never ends." Zoe's expression softened. She reached out, briefly touching his hand. "Then let me help you find moments that do." For a while, they lingered in the quiet, sipping coffee, the city buzzing far below them. There was comfort in Zoe's presence, a sense of familiarity and safety, yet David could not shake a restless curiosity, a feeling that something or someone was waiting for him beyond these walls. The Savannah assignment. 2 weeks later, David's company assigned him to oversee a new project in Savannah, Georgia. The city, with its moss-draped oaks and cobblestone streets, offered a pace of life foreign to the fast rhythms of New York. Zoe expressed concern when he told her about the trip. "Savannah? It's beautiful, but slow. Don't let it slow you down too much," she warned over a video call, the faint worry in her eyes betraying her feelings. "I'll manage," David replied, though a part of him wondered if she understood his longing for something beyond skyscrapers and boardrooms. He arrived in Savannah on a rainy afternoon. The mist clung to the oak trees, the streets slick and shining. There was a quiet charm here that contrasted sharply with New York's frenetic energy, and he felt a surprising sense of calm. His first stop was the community library, a quaint brick building with large windows and rows of books that smelled faintly of age and knowledge. And there she was, Rose, standing before a group of children, reading aloud with a gentle voice that seemed to wrap around the room like a warm embrace. David paused, captivated by her presence. There was intelligence in her eyes, kindness in her smile, and a calmness that drew him in. When she noticed him, she gave a polite, welcoming smile. "Can I help you?" she asked, closing the book carefully. I'm overseeing a community project, David began, unsure how to explain the sudden pull he felt toward this woman. Rose's smile remained calm and sincere. Then welcome. I hope we can make your project a success. Coffee, rain, and conversation. Over the next few days, David returned to the library under various pretexts. He observed Rose interact with the children, organized community events, and took quiet walks in the rain-soaked streets of Savannah. There was an intimacy in these moments, a shared smile under umbrellas, laughter echoing in narrow alleys, quiet conversations over warm coffee in the library courtyard. One rainy afternoon, as droplets fell steadily from the gray sky, David found himself walking beside her. "Why stay here when you could do so much more?" he asked softly, genuinely curious. Rose glanced at him, her eyes calm and reflective. "I measure life not by the size of the city, but by the depth of the moments I live." Her words struck him, a quiet truth that resonated more than any promotion or accolade ever could. He began to see that what he had been missing wasn't ambition, it was connection, presence, and simplicity. Zoe's subtle jealousy back in New York, Zoe's calls and texts became more frequent. "Are you enjoying Savannah too much? Don't forget your responsibilities," she teased one evening, though her voice carried a hint of worry. David couldn't help but feel a pang of guilt. Zoe had always been near, loving him in her steady, reliable way. And yet, Savannah and Rose were awakening emotions he hadn't expected. Evenings and rainy walks. David's evenings with Rose were long and unhurried. They wandered along the cobblestone streets, rain dripping from their umbrellas. Conversations flowed naturally, books, life, childhood dreams, small confessions. In these quiet moments, he began to notice her grace, her resilience, and the subtle warmth of her heart. He admired Zoe's love from afar, yet he could not deny the pull toward Rose, a feeling that grew stronger with each passing day. Rain-soaked streets became a metaphor for his heart conflicted, wet with longing, yet illuminated by small sparks of joy. The farewell, 2 weeks later, David had to return to New York. The streets of Savannah glistened under the fading rain, and he turned to Rose, heart heavy. "If I leave, will you be here when I come back?" Rose's serene smile carried a quiet certainty. "I don't wait. I trust that what belongs together will find its way." Back in New York, skyscrapers swallowed him, yet memories of Savannah, of Rose, lingered. Zoe's presence was comforting, her love steady, but his heart had glimpsed something new, something unpredictable, fragile, and utterly compelling.